Hey guys, welcome to this lesson. How do I know if I'm channeling? So this is in response to a question from a group member of the live channeling course I'm running now. And so this is a great question. I get asked this a lot. Like someone always asks this when I do a channeling course. It's a very common question, so I thought I'd make a video about it. So how do I know if I'm channeling, if it's just my mind, just me, or if it's the entity or the energy I'm channeling? So distinguishing between channeling an entity and whether it's just my mind, my ego, my monkey mind, you know what I'm saying. So I guess one answer is you don't. you can't really know ultimately, and so, but there are signs. There's a lot of signs. There's a lot of ways you can try kind of get a feeling into whether you're channeling or whether it's your mind. So Bashar always says when he talks about this, the most important thing is the information that comes through. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter whether it's your mind or it's an entity. What's important is that you're getting information that you can use in your reality, in your life, to improve your life. So that's the most important thing. With that said, there are a few ways, and so it tends to feel like higher frequency. Like when it's an entity and you're channeling, it tends to have a higher energy. Like sometimes, if not so much these days, but when I first started channeling, I think if my mind started to come in, or I would start to mistranslate the channeling, I would, because what we're doing in the channeling state, it's not like the entity's taking us over and speaking through us. This can happen in deep trance states, I believe. For me and most channels, what occurs is we receive downloads, intuitive hits, telepathic hits, and then in the flow state, while we're flowing, we kind of naturally translate this into English language and into words. So it's so channeling really is translating energies and downloads and kind of telepathic hits and intuitions into the physical language. And a lot of the strange voice that comes through is because we're in the energy of that entity. It's not actually their voice coming through us. So that said, one of the ways it's really good to tune in to whether you are channeling an entity or you're really being authentic, or it's just your mind, is to feel the energy. And sometimes when you're translating the information, if you're going off track and it's your mind coming in and you're going to past memories, or it's a bit out of alignment, it's not quite right, it's more mind than entity, because it's kind of a dance. You're using your mind to translate the entity's information. If you're going off track and it's kind of it's more mind, the energy, sometimes you'll feel heavy and tired, and you can't really say it out, you're and you just don't feel the energy to you can't find the energy to say it so much. The energy isn't so strong. And a sign that you're channeling well, and the information, the connection's strong, and you're bringing through a good translation of the information, the downloads, the telepathic hits you're receiving from the entity you're channeling, is that the energy will uplift you, energize you, and it will just almost explode out of you. So it's more like, hello, hello, yes, 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 wow, wow, it's everybody, kind of like that. Yes, hello, life is exciting, life is amazing, I've got so much energy, and so tune into the energy. If there's a lot of energy behind it, if it feels high frequency and kind of energizes you, and also if it uplifts you, it's a good sign you are channeling an entity. And if you're kind of feeling lethargic and there's not a lot of energy behind it, it's probably a sign that it's more mind and you're going off track. So, and also the other one is like the information. Does the information kind of sound like it's kind of not you? Whenever I channel, there's kind of even today, after studying this so many years and receiving the information, when someone asks me a question and I come from my mind, it's kind of someone will say, how do I find my life's calling? And I'll say, oh well, you need to follow your excitement. If it's my mind, I'll be like, oh, you need to follow your excitement, and yeah, tune into your heart, and feel what feels good for you, and then when someone asks me the question on a channeling state, it says, who are you? Why are you here? What did you come for? What did you do? And it'll kind of be another level of information to what I would normally say. It'll just sound more, it'll sound wiser. That's a good sign that you're actually channeling an entity and not your mind. There'll be greater level of wisdom. There'll a greater level of clarity. Usually the description will be better, like it'll convey the information better. It'll often try and find different angles to explain it and really like tune in, and you'll find yourself really feeling into like the energy of the questioner and like what's the best way I can relay this information, can I show this in different perspectives, and also it'll have deeper clarity, deeper wisdom, stronger energy. And if it's your mind, you're kind of like, oh yeah, well just follow your excitement, you know it's easy like true. And so you can practice that, like you can perhaps like get your partner that you're practicing channeling with to ask you questions when you're in the channeling state, and then when you're not in the channeling state also ask the same questions and see if you notice a difference. You'll probably notice that when you're in the channeling state the information will be much more wiser, much more have greater clarity, and you'll even perhaps shock yourself with the information and the wisdom that you're bringing through. So that and feeling into the energy and feeling into the strength and the power behind it are good signs of whether you're channeling yourself or just channeling your mind. So, see you in the next lesson. Shivai.